What's going on, everybody? Eric here, Young Ambition. Got a video for you guys. One thing I want to talk about is what it costs on average every month to run a business. In this case, it's my soft wash business. We're going to be looking at some real numbers, and again, just kind of seeing what kind of money goes in and out. A lot of times, you kind of see the jobs and some of the prices for the jobs on my videos and other videos. Everything sounds really good, but there's a lot of things that people don't talk about, and that's what it actually costs to run the business and where some of that money, that income goes. I'm going to show you that here. Right here, you can see this is a screenshot of a recent bank statement from the end of June. So this is kind of an average month for me. I would say a little above average month for me for expenses. I thought this was kind of a real world month to pull from because I had a couple unexpected expenses here, and we'll talk about that. But what we can see here is company name. This is the end of the month. I blocked out some unimportant details here, but what is important is so the total deposits and credits for this business account for the month of June was 21,155, and then the total checks and debits was $8,751. So that for the month, that's $8,700 that it cost to run this business. It was expenses from my business account. That left the company with a little over $12,000 in profit. Let's talk about this number here, this 8,751. Let's take a look at where some of this money went. Okay, so what I did is I simply went through some of these expenses here. As you can see, Google Invoice, Home Depot, some gas, Citgo, ExxonMobil. Broke that stuff out and just made it a little neater here. And I want to talk about some of these numbers here. So first off, we have 1,100, a little over $1,100 in expenses in June for the truck. So my truck is how I get around, is how I carry my equipment, it's how I get from job to job. It's a very important piece of my business. I still owe money on my truck. That $499 here is a monthly truck payment. Another expense here that I had this month, $620. It was a little out of the ordinary. It was new brakes. Noticed that the brake rotors started to rub. Went and had them replaced. This is a little more pricey than normal. Plow season's coming up, and then all season long with the skid in the truck, there's a little over 2,000 to 3,000 pounds in the bed. Every time I start and stop, the fluid sloshes around. So I can only imagine that plays a little extra toll on the brakes. I opted for a heavier duty brake and rotor set. So that cost me a little bit extra there, $620. A little bit unexpected. You never know when stuff like that is going to happen. And that has created a little extra expense for us this month. Next column here, we have fuel. As you can see, I do a lot of driving. Like I said, there's a lot of weight in the back of the truck. And I will drive anywhere as far as an hour to work. So for the month of June, we spent a little over $700 in fuel. Now, some of that is also for my pressure washer, and then I'm sure I sneaked in a couple 5-gallon containers of fuel for my lawnmower and my ATV at home. Let's see. Next column here is marketing. So marketing is a big one. Marketing is how we get money and business in the door. And this month, you can see we spent a little over $3,100 for marketing. So what does that consist of? Well, a lot of them are things that we've already talked about in previous videos on the channel. Facebook. Facebook, you can either post ads for free or you can publish them with the help of the ad center on Facebook with a little bit of a fee. That's what I do. That's why I end up having some charges there on Facebook. Mailers. I've shown you guys how to customize some mailers in the past. make them look all nice and fancy with all your information, and then send them out using an EDDM direct door. That can be through FedEx, U.S. Postal Service, whichever one you like there. Some use websites. Some use a lead service, yard signs. Whatever that might be for you guys is going to add up as a marketing expense. For me, it's 3,100, a little over 3,100. One thing that I tried for marketing this year was changing my YouTube name. Some of you guys who've been following me for a while will notice that the channel went from Young Ambition to Lake George Shingleshine, which is my company name. In the beginning of the year, I decided that I was going to see if changing my YouTube name from Young Ambition to my business name would help generate more leads. When you go on Google, if you were to search Lake George Shingleshine, not only would some of my business information pop up, but it would also refer you to some YouTube videos. That way, if someone was looking to hire me or compare me to other competitors in the area, they might actually be able to see me, how I dress, how I talk, what kind of equipment I use, and how I treat the person's property. That might give me an edge up on winning that job. Now it's towards the end of the season. I've decided now that I think I am soon going to change the business or the YouTube channel name back to Young Ambition. And that was just something that I wanted to try, a little trial error, period. And you'll probably see that change back to Young Ambition, but you want to try everything. I try to do everything. So some of you might have more or less of a business expense or a marketing expense than I do, and that's fine. You need to just try, the different avenues that work for you. But again, for me, we're looking at the 3,100, and that consists of mainly Facebook, the mailers, and some lead service stuff here. Next column here is wash equipment. So wash equipment, a lot of times will always be in the monthly expenses because wash equipment needs to be upgraded. It needs to be maintained. Sometimes you need a new hose, a new wand. Some of the stuff that I have bought in the month of June were some different nozzles. I did upgrade my ST510 gun. I was using some PVC components. I changed it to some brass components, which are not really recommended for the causticness of and corrosiveness of the chlorine, the SH, but it's a lot more durable than the PVC pieces that I was using. They were breaking. So that first 11 you see there, or I'm sorry, the 3207, I actually remember that when I was looking at my bank statement. That was actually those metal pieces from the plumbing aisle in a hardware store locally. Some of these other things were a new pressure wash gun, pressure wash hose. This month, I also re-upped on some roof snot. So you're going to have expenses. These are going to be variable. All of these are going to be variable. Next month, I'm not going to have to replace my brakes. I could drive more or less next month, could spend more or less on marketing. In the future, there might not be any expenses for wash equipment, or it could be significantly more than this if something happens. So these expenses are all variable, and they're going to be different for you. But again, just wanted to show you an example here. You don't see any insurance payments here because I prepay all my insurance for the year. I do have a commercial auto policy for my truck that covers me for the equipment that I carry in the back of the truck, as well as for plowing. And then I also have a general liability insurance policy, which covers me for basically being an independent contractor when going onto people's property. That protects me for damage, both with plowing and with the soft wash. If you kill a plant, if you drop a ladder through someone's window, you can act with that policy. And again, you just won't see any deductions here because I prepay those to make sure that I never run into any issues or lapse of coverage with any of the insurances here. Okay, next let's take a look at our SH. Again, another variable expense. Depending on how busy you are one month to the next, whether you pick up a big job in the middle of the month, your chlorine your SH usage is going to change. Um, I get mine bulk from a distributor. That's what this $1,022 is. That is roughly, let's see, that is roughly 270 gallons. It's with deposits and delivery. So some of that will come back to me. Same with this. I actually ran out. Was pretty busy in June. Ran out of this supply here, and I had to go to the pool store and get another 50 gallons. So there are deposits included in some of these numbers here. Probably more along the lines of $960 between the two, and expenses for chlorine that month after I get the deposits back. And that'll show as a credit in the month of July. But as far as the expenses that hit the account this month, we're gonna use these numbers because those credits won't come back until next month. So that was $1,359 for chlorine, and again, there's probably $400 or so of deposits in there. Administrative. The only thing that I really use that is kind of on the administrative side is my electronic billing service that I use. I use Invoice to Go. There's a lot of them out there. You can create estimates, invoices, and then bill electronically using a credit card. That costs me about $10.79 a month. I don't use any other CRMs at the moment, any other administrative costs. So that's pretty light there. That actually is not really variable, again, because this is the only one I use and it's just a monthly plan. Miscellaneous. What we have over here is $1,800 of miscellaneous money that it just doesn't really fall into any of these categories. It's also probably a little spending that doesn't necessarily happen from month to month, but might have been just one-off expenses here. An example of some of those where I bought some sunglasses. They are nice sunglasses. They were a little expensive. I bought them out of the business account because I wear them when I work. They're a little bit of a safety glass, but I didn't really want to put that under wash equipment. It's more of a personal thing, along with some equipment that I was using to do some work around the house. Bought some grass seed for the house. Bought some power tools for the house. These come out of the business account because it creates a tax deductible purchase. There's nothing that can say that the grass seed wasn't bought for a customer's house that I might have damaged with some SH, or it's not to say that I didn't buy power tools specifically for the company. So one of the benefits of having a business account is that it gives you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of loophole to spend down those taxable dollars while buying things that you could use basically for the rest of your life, rather than buying them out of your personal account. That money has already been taxed, and then you're going to go to the store and you're going to pay tax on that item again. Sometimes it's nice to just buy things out of your business account, which is tax deductible for you, and then you get a nice little item out of it that will last you a very long time. So that has added up to about $1,860 for the month. So that is where we find that $8,750 of expenses. I got a little sloppy with my couple of my decimals there, so you can see there's a little discrepancy. But again, that leads to a company profit of $12,000, and that is before paying myself. So that is strictly just business expenses, money in for revenue and money out for expenses solely for the business. And then from that 12,000, I can decide how much I want to pay myself that month and how much is going to stay in the account to roll over for more capital growth. I can grow the company using buying new equipment, getting a new truck, expanding my marketing, maybe hiring an employee. Well, there you have it. Just a little snapshot into the monthly expenses of running a soft wash business. So I hope that was helpful. The principles apply here to any kind of business. Obviously, you can't make money and run a business for free, right? Everything costs money to make money. If you're looking to get into this kind of business, just keep in mind that these are some of the things that you're going to have to look out for. So again, that just kind of shows you a little bit of what you could expect if you are running a soft wash business, between the equipment, the insurances, running your truck as a business, marketing yourself as a business. These things cost money, and these are some realistic numbers here. So stay tuned for an upcoming video here on what to do now with the profit that's left in your company. We're going to show you how to grow that war chest, as well as pay yourself as a business owner out of that business account. So thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.